Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Randy Lindsay, and with me here today is...
Melinda Carroll,
Torsha Baker, Sandra Udall.
Okay, and the way the show works is we evaluate the first page submission, and if we think an agent or editor would reject it, and of course, Sandra is an editor, right? So in her case, she doesn't have to pretend. Just the
Just the
other
rest of
three
us.
have to
Yes.
pretend.
Yes.
And we're going to buzz it
Ooh, I have the
and
training.
explain why. And then before we get started, though, Sandra's going to read the submission today, but I want to mention that Ben Grange and Writers Clearinghouse are sponsoring the show this year and offering prize support. So thank you, Ben, and check out their website at Writers Clearinghouse. www.writersch.com.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Lucy Marin counted the fact that she had not thrown up in the Uber a great victory. The driver was probably glad she hadn't gotten sick too. She directed him to the back parking lot of Big Mike's wheelhouse and repair shop. "Are you sure we can be back here, lady?" The driver looked skeptical as he peered at her through the rearview mirror, something that he had done quite often on their short drive over. "Yes, I know the owner, it's fine." Lucy ignored the reaction she knew she'd get and looked out the window instead. There were some cars in the parking lot, but no one was outside. Lucy stilled herself for what she knew was coming. She took her time getting out of the car and leaned against it for a few moments, gathering her strength. What was she even doing here? She had a hard time even stretching, let alone walking. If she was being honest with herself, she should have stayed in bed. Another day of doing nothing was worse, though. "Are you okay?" The driver's voice was concerned. Lucy hadn't heard the window go down. "Yes, I'm fine." Or at least she would be when she got into the office, hopefully unnoticed. "Thank you for the ride." She peeled herself away from the car and started shuffling her way to the building, feeling a lot older than her 28 years. She opened the employees-only door slowly and peeked in.
Okay, so the writing is smooth, but there's nothing particularly interesting. It's an Uber rider, and there's a destination, and I want something more interesting if I want to continue reading a book past the first page.
Okay.
She opened the employees-only door slowly and peeked in, grateful that the no squeaks announced her entrance. Everyone she could see was hard at work. It was safe for the moment. She held the door as it closed with a soft click, then kept her head down as she turned toward the back office. She should have worn a hoodie.
No, I busted. You weren't supposed to say that last line.
Line.
No, but that's not how this works.
Okay, back up.
Okay, so I agree with Randy. This is very well written. So, however, there are things here and there that I like, okay, well, let that one slide. Okay, well, let that one slide. And then it's like, but once, I think with, I don't think I know because I have read several interviews with agents and stuff that once those things pile up, then they're like done, you know? So I do like that there is a bit of a mystery going on here. And for me, it was enough to keep reading. But I do hope that you're going to reveal something a bit more interesting very soon. So I will say that to begin with. Now, let's get to the little things. We've got "as" in the middle of the sentence a couple different times. And I'm going to be Janette for a minute.
Okay.
Because this is Janette's pet peeve. And yet she said it to me so many times, it's become mine, I believe. So anytime that you have things going on simultaneously, you want to put that "as" in the beginning of the sentence so that setting the reader up to know that, oh, two things are about to happen at the same time. Oftentimes you could even take it out, put a period, and start a new sentence. Or there's even the ones where it could be a comma and an and then this happened, and it's not actual things that happen simultaneously. So anyways, I saw a couple of those, and those things that I would definitely change to reword and take that "as" out in the middle of the sentence. The other thing, "Are you okay?" The driver's voice was concerned. We don't need the driver's voice was concerned because he's already asking her if she's okay. We know he's concerned, so that's just redundancy there. That's not needed. I had also seen there was a couple sentences that had frequency of words, and now I'm having trouble finding it. The even. What was she even doing here? She had a hard time even stretching. So just be careful of those with the even 2 times, 2 sentences in a row.
You don't need either of those two. They can both go.
Yeah, you really don't need those. Exactly. So, and the only other thing that I would say here, I really liked the first line, by the way. That I thought was great. And we know she's sick, and yet I feel like you're holding back almost too much, if that makes sense. And you have to be careful with that, because it's okay to hold back some, and yet we are in this person's head. And so...
And it's okay for them to throw up. So that's
Yeah,
Okay,
mine would
that's
have been
okay,
better. Like Adam.
But you just want to be careful, because you don't want the reader to feel like you're pulling one on them, You have to be true to being in your character's head. And so even if it's just hinting a little bit more of what's going on with her, I would do that. It's okay to throw that in there. A lot of times I think authors feel like they need to, have this mystery, and, and honestly, don't do it too much. We want to know what's going on. So those are my comments. I do like this. I do find it intriguing. I do want to know what's going to happen. So
before you ladies comment, I want to clarify. So if this were chapter 2, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, because the writing's smooth and it's got enough of a mystery to it that I'm compelled to read. I'm just very critical on page 1, because if you're submitting to an agent or editor, you have to grab them right away. And so you need something more dynamic. There's nothing wrong with this, but if you're hoping to actually get picked up by an agent editor and have them read past page 1, it really needs to be more dynamic than what we have here. So just want to clarify that.
So one of the things that I do frequently as I edit is I will make a comment and say, put all of this page into 2 paragraphs. And I know that some of the writers that I've worked with, that's frustrated them a little bit. But
a little bit.
Sorry,
I've worked with
Torsha.
her.
But yeah, so sometimes I'm like, okay, this is good stuff. But this is about in pacing, like this is about how much space that it can take up. And that's what I'd say about this page. All of this is important stuff that she arrives, but make that 2 paragraphs and give us more, like, why is she going back to this employee who's only entrance, and we're kind of guessing, well, is it where she works? And the other guy's asking, are we okay to be here? She says she knows the owner, so we think that she doesn't, but give us more, give us a little bit more, because you can build a lot more tension. There's a lot of opportunity to build a lot more tension in this first page. And we want to know something about this character. We want to know that she's somebody that we can root for, and we need to know a bit more of the plot, and even more of the setting. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to do some really great stuff, and I will agree that the writing is smooth, it's good, and like Randy said, at another place in the book, you might be able to take this liberty, but there's a lot of work that first page needs to accomplish.
So I kind of agree. The problem that I had with it would be solved by doing that, because I agree with both of you. I feel like I needed more detail sooner. There were a couple of things that confused me. It says Lucy ignored the reaction she'd get when she said that she knew the owner of this Big Mike's wheelhouse and repair shop. And I thought, so she's pulling up to a repair shop, and why would that be a strange thing? Why is it strange because she's drunk? Because that's what I first thought when I thought of being sick in the back of an Uber. But then you mentioned stretching, and so I thought, oh, okay, so she's injured or she's sick somewhat, and she's still going to work. So there's some good questions that get posed. Why is she going to work when she's sick or she's injured? Why does she feel compelled to go to work? She doesn't want anybody to see her. Why doesn't she want anybody? Why is she sneaking into work? But why would the cab driver be apprehensive or give a reaction to her when she said she knew the owner? So there's a few things that weren't quite pinned down enough for me. I do think if you did what Sandra suggested and tighten up those couple paragraphs so you can get to that information or start fleshing it out sooner, then that would keep me. I think if it was 2 or 3 sentences further in, I probably would have buzzed unless something more was being explained. There is a good hint to voice, though. You get a sense of her age. You know, that was a nice little detail dropped without being super obvious, but
Super on the nose.
but yeah. So I think the writing's good. I think you just need to tighten it so you can get to the point quicker.
Okay. Should we build?
Okay.
Also,
with-
let us know if it's nighttime too, because that could help build some.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think it said if it was night. That could build some tension too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a write, because I think we need more details, we need to move a little bit faster. You know what, I think that this probably is a good spot to start the story, but you definitely need to move it faster. So I'm gonna give it a write for pacing, to cut it down to just a couple paragraphs and move in to the important stuff.
I think I'm also going to give it a write. It has the smoothness that could be almost up to the next level, but I feel like it needs, again, I think it needs better pacing.
And I'm actually going to give it a set. And the reason I say is because, not that I don't agree with what these guys are saying, but I know other manuscripts that I've given a write to really needed a new write a bit more than this does. Like I said, I think the writing is really nice, but you do need to do these things that we are talking about. And really, I think that's just condensing, like you said, and revealing a bit more about what it is she's thinking. What is her goal here? What is her motivation? So you throw those things in, and it's gonna be stellar. I think it's gonna be great. So.
Okay, I'm also going to give it a set. The same as Torsha. Like, go in, do some more work, you just tighten it up a bit, and yeah, it'll be great.
Okay, there we have it. Do you think we got it right, or do you think that it should deserve a different rating? Feel free to leave comments and let us know. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe.
Yes.
Okay, then otherwise,
Do it.
until next time, get ready.
Get set.
Right?
All right, I hope you enjoyed the episode. And don't forget that we have a new sponsor this year. Our friend Ben Grange with Writers Clearinghouse is offering all the prize support for this year. And the winner each month will get a first 10-page manuscript evaluation for free.
Yep. And then the winner of the full year is going to get a full manuscript critique
Wow.
from agents and editors, guys. These are top guys.
That have worked in the industry and really know their stuff. I mean, that's big. Okay, and then you can find out more about Ben Grange and the Writers Clearinghouse at www.writersch, as in clearinghouse, writersclearinghouse.com.